Hi, good morning. I'm Raleigh Brown. This is Curve Flattening Concert number 700 somethingth, 17. And I'm here with Charlie the dog, my little familiar. I see folks checking in here. Slim Edelman, Steve Walker, Tom Dietz, Warren and Janelle Bendler, Kathy Marzick and Ellen O'Brien, and Jim Moore, my good buddy. And Lori Payne is here, and Ken Nashif, and Retta and Ron. I saw Ron yesterday. And Heidi McClure out there in Texas, and Keegan the dog, and Jerry Wordman as well. Karen Beatty, my dear friend in New York City, and Diane Desmond up in Vermont. Folks from all over checking in. And I will clink unto you. Here's the clinkophonic mug. You got to get it just right in the light to see it on the camera, but it does say clink there. Here's to you all. Here's to surviving in style, doing the best we can. And I do have my daily picture of Charlie the dog. I see Mike Schnabel is here, and Rhonda Scott Merrick, and David Arthur Radcliffe, and Charlie Bryant, the Clown Prince of Raleigh World. And Deb Levy Clark and Denny Oliver out there in Kent, Ohio. And my Charlie picture for today should be right there. There he is. He's pretty much in the same position right now. What happens is when I pick up the camera, his eyes open up, but right now his little eyes are closed, and he's just napping, waiting for the next thing that isn't guitar playing. That's his life, waiting for that, and like that. So we will take that picture down and get down to business here. First song today, the Mercury Blues. Now if I had money, I'll tell you what I'd do. I'd go downtown and buy me a Mercury or two. I'm crazy about a Mercury. I'm crazy about a Mercury 4. I'm gonna buy me a Mercury, cruise up and down the road. Now hey there mama, you're looking fine, riding around in your Mercury 49, 'cause I'm crazy about a Mercury. I'm crazy about a Mercury 4. I'm gonna buy me a Mercury, cruise up and down the road. The girl that I love stole her from my friend. That fool got lucky, stole her back again, 'cause she knew he had a Mercury. Yeah, she knew he had a Mercury 4. I'm gonna buy me a Mercury, cruise up and down the road. My girl went out, she didn't stay long. She bought herself a Mercury and come cruising home. Crazy about a Mercury. She's crazy about a Mercury 4. I'm gonna buy me a Mercury, cruise up and down the road. Yeah, if I had money, I'll tell you what I'd do. I'd go downtown and buy me a Mercury or two. Crazy about a Mercury. I'm crazy about a Mercury Ford. I'm gonna buy me a Mercury, cruise up and down the road. I'm gonna buy me a Mercury, cruise up and down the road. The Mercury Blues. And I've already forgotten the name of the guy who I stole it from, who recorded it in the 50s. I'll find it. Look it up on the YouTubes. So I see Donna Bergman is here, and Jeanette Pasqua, maybe Rich Pasqua, and Michael Miller, and Dave Mason over there in Scotland, Donna Greenberg in Philly, and Warren Bendler says, hi, Charlie Flat Dog. Yeah, he's flattened out there on the floor right now. So hi to you all. It's good to have you all here with me. And Mike Schnabel says the Lehigh Valley smells of corned beef and cabbage. Yet St. Patty's Day is coming right up. So and we'll have a little St. Patty's Day song by the end of the set. But first, this next one was requested by Rhonda Scott Merrick, who often requests songs that I don't know. But this one I used to play years ago, so I have endeavored to resurrect it, and we'll see how it goes. It's Michael Legrand, What Are You Doing for the Rest of Your Life? What Are You Doing for the Rest of Your Life by Michael Legrand. And beautiful song. Thanks for reminding me of that one, Rhonda, because I had forgotten, totally went off my map. There's a lot of songs in here, at least parts of songs. So we'll keep trying to keep them alive time to time. pardon me, I was just watching my dog who's making kind of weird licky sounds, which might have something to do with him having eaten something execrable yesterday. There may be the pukies in our future, but usually he's good enough to go onto the tile floor. And right now he's reclining on the carpet. So, but I digress. Anyhow, let me see what we got here. Frank Mato checking in, and the rest of these names I have already said hi to. Jeff Blumenthal is here, and Jim Greco. Only mildly late today. Good for you, Jim. Hope you're doing well. Carol Pratt is here, and Alana Eager, and Jim Moran, and all my old friends, and Kathy Craw. And she's up there in Canada. She's an old friend from Sam W. And I think I said hi to everyone. I think I'm doing okay here. So next up, this one is for Lori Payne, and Lori said she lost a dear friend this week. So this might have something to do with that. One last look in the rearview mirror as westward you move on. The past recedes, it's just a whisper. Since December you've been gone. Keep your foot off the brake. Don't slow down for heaven's sake. Mind the road up ahead. Don't dwell on what was said. It ain't no use to cry. Just say goodbye to the rear view mirror. It ain't no use to cry. Just say goodbye to the rear view mirror. There's a horse out in the field as the wind begins to rise, and dark clouds are rolling. And though you've lost something dear, the air begins to clear. A new day is unfolding. Let the tailwind drive you on. Feel the engine's mighty hum. Later on you'll chase the sun until the day is done. Up ahead the big sky. Just lean in and don't ask why. Keep your foot off the brake. Don't slow down, for heaven's sake. It ain't no use to cry. Just say goodbye to the rear view mirror. It ain't no use to cry. Just say goodbye. The Rearview Mirror, song I wrote several years ago now, probably about 3. And like that. So I hope, Lori, that things get better for you as soon as possible. It's announcement time here in Raleigh World. So the way things look, it looks like I'll be in Kent, Ohio on May 3rd, 4th that weekend. It's not definite, but it sounds like it might happen. Who knows? And don't tell the dog because he's going to be stuck here. Um, and then in June, I'll be at Steve Kaufman's acoustic camp, June 8th through the 14th. Pardon me, I'll be at Summer Acoustic Music Week, July 13th through 19th. That's up in New Hampshire on Lake Winnipesaukee, a beautiful camp up there. And Steve Kaufman's camp is in Maryville, Tennessee. And hello to the Invisibles, which usually it's just George Young. Hello, George. But if any of the rest of you are here this morning, Joel Biget, Mario Prue, Judith Fox, we say hello to you as well. And hello to everybody. Hello to my buddy John Hubner, who I saw on here. And Chris Layden just checked in. And he says he's telling the dog. Nice guy, Chris. Sharon Lips is here, a.k.a. Sharon Lee, Sharon Saki Lips. And like that, I think that's everything. I said hi to John Hubner. I saw him earlier. John Hubner and Jim Moore are both here. I met them in 7th grade. They were walking down the hall together, the two of them, the tall one and the average height one. And they were like this. They were always together at that time. At least it seemed that way to me. And we've been friends ever since I was 13 years old. Jambone Jim is here. That's cool. There is, as always, a PayPal link right about there, and a Venmo link. You can always find those on there. And just whenever you feel the urge to send a little tip, feel free to do so. And PayPal Invisibles. The guitar today is once again, I'm stuck on the Pre-War Guitars Company guitar. And I was listening to a podcast with a guy named Chris Shiflett, who was the lead guitarist for the Foo Fighters, and it was him interviewing Molly Tuttle, and who's a great bluegrass guitarist, young woman who's just phenomenal, and he's asking her. He said, "So what kind of guitar is that?" So she goes into this whole spiel about how she has this Pre-War Guitars Company guitar, and they built it for, and he goes, "Hey, my guitar here is a Pre-War also." So they were kind of like, bonding on the Pre-War, so I'm going to probably share it sometime. And they are really wonderful guitars. Long waiting list now, but you can find some used ones if you look. So that's the guitar for today. The schedule I am on right now, in case you hadn't noticed, Monday somebody will put up who's on, and Tuesday, Cozy said she probably can't do it this week, but I think that was like a maybe, so check her page. And then Wednesday, I'll be back at 3 again. Jack Haas is here, and says, my wife and I are both recovering from COVID. Well, I'm sorry you're sick. I shouldn't even say this, but I've still dodged that bullet apparently. And unless I caught it early on before we knew what it was, which is possible. And I have every booster so far. I'm not sure whether I'll get this next one. I have a lot of hand problems, and I'm not an alarmist or anything, but I never had any hand problems before I started getting a bunch of vaccinations recently. So I'm not anti-vax, and even if like Eric Clapton had major neurological effects after he had the COVID vaccine, and he has become, I guess, very livid about that. But that's one of those things where, just because one person or occasional person has side effects that are bad, it doesn't mean that the sum total of goodness caused by having vaccinations is diminished. So I would never tell anybody not to get vaccinated. John Rossi is here. Let me get off that potentially controversial topic. Charlie Bryant just wrote something in Latin, which I assume means, just because just because you're not hungry doesn't mean there aren't people starving in the world. I think that's everything. I did the announcements. I did the thing. We had a lovely workshop yesterday. It started out, I thought it was going to be really small, and then, much to my surprise, due to several administrative screw-ups, it became quite large, which was good, but for a while there was like, whoa, where are we going to put these people? It's just a living room here. But we had a great time. Ann Mintz made a killer lunch of chili, vegetarian chili with Impossible Burger in it, and cornbread. And there was just she had originally intended to make Janny's Mexican cornbread. So my late wife had this cornbread recipe, which was, cornbread, and you made it with, corn and obviously, and Jiffy corn muffin mix, and all mixed together. And then on top, there would be this layer of onions and salsa and cheese, and it might have been some hot sauce in there. I can't remember. I don't think so. And it's like, it's like a full meal in itself. But we decided not to do that because we didn't want it to be too spicy. So she just made regular cornbread, which was also great. So there you go. Anyhow, I am, and Diane Desmond says, hi, Jack from Vermont. And of course, Diane Desmond was Diane Gephardt back when we were at Kent State. In case Jack doesn't know that, he'll know it now. So let's get rolling here. I'm talking too much. Next up, this was a request by Carol Pred, and I used to do this song long ago, so I had to kind of whatever it is. So this is from Irving Berlin, Blue Skies. Skies smiling at me, nothing but blue skies do I see. Bluebirds singing a song, nothing but bluebirds all day long. Never saw the sun shining so bright, never saw things going so right. Noticing the days hurrying by, when you're in love, my, how they fly. Blue days, all of them gone, nothing but blue skies from now on. Never saw the sun shining so bright, never saw things going so right. Noticing the days hurrying by, when you're in love. My, how they fly. Blue days, all of them gone. Nothing but blue skies. Nothing but blue skies. Nothing but blue skies all day long. Blue Skies, Irving Berlin, and that may not be the song for this time, but hopefully there will be another time. As Cozy wrote, it's going to get better eventually. It's just a matter of whether it does so in our lifetimes or not. So next up, I have who's my friend? My old friend Tom Mobus, who's another Sam W. guy, requested Danny Boy. And Danny Boy isn't normally on my radar, but I understand it's St. Patrick's Day and people would like something Irish. So, and then let me check back some names here. I don't want to miss anybody. I see Marlene Burke is here, and Connie Copy. Hi, Connie. And Steve Gouge, good to see you, buddy. The Barbecue King, and Amy Roach and Eben Atwater. And I think I said hi to most of you. Did I miss anybody? Just checking back here. I'm not seeing anybody. I think I got that. Okay, good. So let's do this. We'll scroll the little scroller. We'll get that in place. And it's funny. I'm not sure. It might have been my late friend Winnie Winston, who played this on pedal steel. Is this the same thing as the Londonderry Air? I'm not sure. Anyhow, I always hear it as being on a pedal steel, but I don't have a pedal steel, and thank God. You know, on the great continuum of things you don't want to lug to a gig, at the easiest end is a harmonica, and at the hardest end is a grand piano or a pedal steel guitar. So here we go. Danny Boy, or maybe the London Derriere. Steve Lowry's here. Steve Lowry's another old high school friend. Good to see you here, buddy. And let me see if I'm missing anybody else. I will go back and read all these comments later on, as I almost always do. Very rarely do I not do that. And Deb Lebby Clark goes, can you pass me Jan's Mexican cornbread recipe? I think I have it in somewhere on one of my computers. I have it written out already, so I'll see if I can find it for you. Remind me if I don't, so do it soon. So I have a couple people talked about Winnie back here. Slim Edelman knew Winnie. Winnie's been gone for I think about 15 years now. Winnie was a truly remarkable person. Ann Mintz may have put it best when she said, of all my friends, I'd be least surprised to find that Winnie was from Mars. So Winnie was a toy designer, a professor at the University of the Arts in Philadelphia, a world champion banjo player, an amazing pedal steel guitarist who wrote the first really clear manual on how to play pedal steel, the world's leading historian on the topic of homeopathic medicine. Let me see, is there anything else? And he was my friend for many years in Philly. When I moved to Philly, he was one of the first people who really welcomed me to the community and was, kind of took me around and introduced me to all the other musicians. And Ann and Winnie and his then girlfriend, Amy, she was Amy Burnham then. She's Amy something else now. She lives up in Maine, I think. We used to go get dim sum together all the time. And Winnie was always down for satay squid, so we would always get that together. Later, he moved to New Zealand. He met a New Zealand woman, fell in love. They got married. Her name was Gwyneth. And lived the rest of his life in New Zealand. And he had scleroderma and prostate cancer. Finally, the combination finally got him. And that was quite a while ago. Miss him still. So, but I'm doting on here. So I have one more song for you. And I don't see Linda Worcester here. Maybe she'll come back and watch it. She loves this song. It's Tom Waits' song. Tight slack-clad girls on the graveyard shift do the seaman stroll, catch the midnight drift. Cigar-chewing Charlie in his newspaper nest, grifting hot horse tips on who's running the best. And I'm blinded by the neon, don't try and change my tune. I thought I heard a saxophone, I'm drunk on the moon. Well, the moon's a silver slipper, pouring champagne stars, and Broadway's like a serpent, pulling shiny top-down cars. I should be able to hit that note. Larimer is teeming with that undulated beat. Might just be too early in the day. As some Bonneville goes screaming its way wildly down the street. And I'm blinded by the neon, don't try and change my tune. I thought I heard a saxophone, I'm drunk on the moon. Hearts flutter and race, the moon is on the wane. Hearts mutter their dream hopes, the night will ordain. Come dancers and schemers, cherry delight. And there's a Cleveland-bound greyhound, and it cuts through the night. And I've hocked all my yesterdays. Don't try and change my tune. Thought I heard a saxophone. I'm drunk on the moon. Drunk on the Moon. So, last time I did a concert, I totally forgot to do the mantra at the end of it. But I'm not going to do 2 mantras today, just one. But I'm not going to forget again. So be happy and be healthy, be brave and be calm, be kind, it's a snap, and if you get cranky, take a nap. So I thank you all, as always, for joining me. I'm going to take one last look here, see if I'm missing anybody. Ooh, it's quite a look. I'm backed up on my little list here. Pardon me for wasting your time. You can always just leave. Mike Verbeek. I don't know. I think I said hi to you before. And thank you all. Thank you all for saying thanks. I'm glad to be with you here and trying to stay sane in these insane times. And I will hope to see you on Wednesday at 3. Bye-bye.